Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope everything is fine at your end. Today we will start with the third part of social science, that is civics, now known as social and political life. Aren't you excited to learn the new subject? Yes, I know. So today we will learn the first chapter of the subject, that is on equality. So first let's understand the term equality. Equality means all humans are equal and all have equal right to live with respect and have equal rights for living. So in this definition we come across a phrase saying every human being is equal. Now you must be thinking that how a person can be same like the other, they are very different in various aspects. The answer is yes. They are different in different realms like physical, mental, imagine, and spiritual realms. Physical means body size, height, shape wise. Mental means everyone thinks in a different way. Everyone has different intellect. Imagined realm means we come from different religions. We believe in different religions. Some represent themselves as lawyers, doctors, painters, etc. And spiritual realms means some spirits inside human are old in age, so they have better understanding and maturity. Some are new and they have lesser experience and understanding. So in this way, yes, we do differ, but we are same. How? Let's learn. First, let's learn how physical realms, that is, human body. To understand this, let us understand how the human life came in existence. Before all these things, there was nothing in the universe. There was only a supreme energy which had no shape, no size, and which cannot be seen or nothing else. And at some point of time it got converted into matter, and matter kept on expanding and expanding and became universe. The first elements in the universe was carbon and helium gas. These gases made different types of stars, and on stars, when these two gases kept on combining and reacting with each other, numerous other elements came into existence. And due to extreme reactions and pressure, when these stars break up, the elements inside these stars reach nearby planets where they made the DNAs, and due to which life was possible on the earth. And only because of the elements out of these stars our body was possible to come into existence. So ultimately, if we see, our body is made up from the elements which was created by the stars in the universe. So there may be a possibility that the elements with which our left hand is made may be from one star, and the element with which our right hand is made may be from another star. In short, we think it is our body and our life, we created it. But the real fact is, our body is made up of the energy and the elements of the universe, or you can say the supreme energy, or universal consciousness, or God is seeing itself in form of us, feeling itself in form of through various emotions, nature, etc. So, supreme energy is there on the earth in the form of humans and searching about itself. It does make sense now, right? So, everyone on this earth is the form of the same energy, and hence it makes us all equal. Now let's learn spiritual real. The spirit in our bodies are all equal. Not only humans, if we talk about all the animals and organisms on the earth, it has same spirit as we find as we which spirit as we which is formed out of universal consciousness. For example, a drop of sea. When the drop of sea is the inside the sea and the drop are one. If you take a drop of sea out of the sea, they both are different. But once you put that drop again inside the sea, then both become one. That is, the sea is the drop and the drop is the sea. Similarly, spirits are formed out of or you can say they are part of universal consciousness and take physical forms in the form of humans, animal and other organisms and live their life and reach the spiritual consciousness again once the life is over. So now we can spiritually we all are same. Now you all must have got idea the way we are equal. So it's very important to have equality. Any country or any society will only be able to progress and become strong only if it has equality. Reason: a country can only progress when it has best doctors, best scientists, best engineers, best teachers, etc. Meaning best professionals in every field, which is only possible if there is best talent available from the society. Best talent will only be available when everyone in the society gets equal right. For example, cricket team of India. The players in the team are selected based on the best performance from all over the country. There are players from different regions and that's why we were able to make a best team. If the team was made only from region or only on the recommendation of some people, would it become a great team? The answer is no. So it's important for a country or society to have equal rights so that they can progress and develop in the world. Now you have fair idea of what is equality. Let's learn the chapter. The first topic is equal right to vote. Our country has democracy. It means country is ruled by people. The people who will run the country will be chosen by the people of the country. People would choose the government by voting. So voting system allows people to elect their representatives, which in turn becomes the part of the government and runs the country. So in short, government is managing the country, but it is the people who elects them. That is the right to vote. The Indian democracy ensures universal adult franchise, which means every adult citizen of the country has the right to vote. What is the meaning of democracy? Earlier, the country was ruled by Rajas and Maharajas. They had their own rules. After that, modern countries were formed. The country needs a government to take all kind of decisions, to do all kind of work. Indian democracy ensures universal adult franchise. It means every adult of the country has right to vote and elect the representative which then be in the government. So now democracy means that representative or people who will be in the government, who will run the government, will be decided by the general public from time to time. There will be elections and it is the general public. It will choose its representatives. there is there is a representative who will go to the government and will represent general public in the government. This way, it should be seen that the state belongs to the government but belongs to the public, because the government is made by the political party. If the work done by the government, by the people, is not done well, in the next election, public will vote for other political parties and government of other political party will come. If any government in the country does such things which the common people do not like, then general public can register their protest and show their agitation if they do not like the law. What does universal adult franchisee means? All such people in the country who are above 18 years of age have the right to vote, and they can elect their representatives. Do who will be part of the government and will represent them. The government will choose their representatives, and the representatives will form part of the government. Universal adult franchisee is based on the idea of equality. The first thing is that all the adults, even if they come from anywhere, from any region of the country, coming from any economic background, whether they are rich or poor, whatever language they speak, they can vote whoever they want to. And secondly, every man's vote will be considered the same. Every man's vote is equal, irrespective of the president of the country and any labor of the country. When both people vote, both will vote the same. The president's vote will be also considered as a one, and if someone of or a rickshaw man also votes, his vote will also be considered the same. This is the idea of equality. But now, just by saying all people are equal, not everyone becomes equal. If we talk of the real ground, people have lot of inequality. So let's first talk about economic inequality. There are people living in slums with no better facilities. People living in the slums with no proper facilities, they have to work all day without getting paid properly. They don't get proper education and health, and thus don't get opportunity to develop and prosper. On one side, there are many people who are very rich, who have so much money that they do not understand what to do with this money or where to invest this money. What will they do with this money? On another side, there are people On another side, there are people who do not have a place to live together in clans, that is, in slums where there is no even a proper facility. They work hard, but still they are not able to get money according to their hard work, and apart from this, they do not get proper education. They are not able to study. If they are unable to study ahead, they cannot do any work in life. They won't get good opportunity. They will keep struggling in poverty just to learn bread just to earn bread for two times. They live so hard struggling life that apart from that they do not think anything in life. They cannot do anything. It is that people who were born in such families. If poor families do not get education, then their way of thinking will not open their mind. The most common form of inequality in the Indian civilization in our country is caste system, in which people are divided into different castes. It was divided according to the caste. This way was the base of the country. According to the caste that the village is inhabited, people live in different places. People of one caste live on one side and people of other caste live on the other side. So caste in this way has been such a big issue for thousands of years. This is very common form of inequality, and if you live in the village countryside, by this 8th class you must have realized how big and role play the caste is in the whole society and India. Those who live in the village and are educated, who comes from a good class, their minds have increased so much that they can see caste from there. For example, when they go to get married, these people only want to get married in their own caste. They do not want to get married in other caste. The reason they do not want to get married in another caste because they think it is different. The other people caste is either below or above you. Whatever it is, inequality is there, it is clearly visible. Caste system in our country is a very big role inequality. What happens with this? When your mindset is that the people are a little different, whatever you do, your discrimination will start coming in your behavior, and with time the difference will increase and change more and more. Dalit is the term people from the low caste use to describe themselves. Now, in our civilization, when people were divided according to different castes, people were from the Dalit caste. They were given tasks which are considered to be a bit dirty, such as cutting hairs and lifting the dead animals. Cleaning all the tasks were given to the people of low caste who were considered dirty. So, one more thing imposed was whatever work has been given to the people there, they have to do this work, and their next generations will also have to do the same work. They cannot do any other work. So, because of this, the people of low caste were never able to come forward, could ever study, nor could they do any other profession, nor could they earn money, nor could they study, and because they made them so dirty work. Since they used to do dirty things, in people's mind changed, started to call them untouchables, because they used to do works like cleaning, and which makes them shabby and dirty, and touching them will make upper caste people dirty. Hence they started calling them untouchables. After that, this mindset grew worse, and the upper caste people started saying that if people come around under their shadow, then we will become untouchable. Gradually, it started growing, and then it was said that those who are Dalit people will, if they go anywhere, do not even have to spit anywhere. So it went on like this and went on growing. These people called themselves Dalits. Dalits term was used to call themselves, and they were broken. Dalit calls themselves a Dalit to show how they have been treated for thousands of years. In this way, they had never broken in poverty and has been able to move forward. If they do not get a good life, they call themselves a Dalit in order to showcase as they have been broken due to poverty and due to the treatment they are getting for thousands of years. Let us discuss the story. The first story is by Om Prakash Valmiki. This famous writer wrote autobiography and he was a Dalit. Autobiography means auto means self and biography means meaning life story. So autobiography means writing the story of the writer's life. Om Prakash Valmiki wrote about biography. He wrote a book in which he told about his life, and he has told an incident that happened to him when he was in class 6. You can think how small will be an will be at the level of 6th. The principal of the school asked him to clean the entire school building and clean the playground for 3 days. And why? It is because they are Dalits. Dalit people whose work is cleaning. So, being a Dalit, he was asked to clean the school. Being a school small kid, how much bad he must have felt. How inferior feeling must have come in that child when he was cleaning the building, sweeping, cleaning the playground, and the whole school is seeing that this child is a Dalit and cleaning the entire school. How embarrassing it must be for him. This went on for 3 days, and on the third day, Om Prakash's father was passing by Om Prakash school. So he saw Om Prakash cleaning the ground. Seeing this, he confronts the teacher of the school and expressed his displeasure and said, I don't want my children to study in this school. And then he went away from the school with Om Prakash. And before leaving, he told the principal that the school where you are dealing with Dalit child so rude and bad, one day it will happen that people of my society will definitely study in this school. In the first story, you can see how discrimination occurs. Let us see the next story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. Now you will probably be able to guess from the name that these people were of Muslim religion. These people wanted to rent the apartment. They went to the property dealer that he want a house. The property dealer took them to an apartment, and Mr. and Mrs. Ansari liked the apartment very much and decided that they will rent this house for rent. But the landlady of the house, she placed a condition that meat eating families could not live in this house, and usually Muslims consume meat. So indirectly she denied Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. Everyone found this strange because the smell of cooking fish was coming from the home next to their house. So by making excuses like this, she refused to give the house on rent. They went to see another apartment and many flats during the next several days. And there have been many cases where Mr. and Mrs. Ansari likes an apartment. The landlord refused to rent that apartment after hearing their names. The property dealer were understood that due to their name and their religion, no plot was being given to them on rent. The property dealer gave them a suggestion that tell your name Mr. and Mrs. Kumar, then you will get the flat. No problem there. Mr. and Mrs. Ansari did not like this thing. They decided that hiding their identity will not work. We will tell our real name. They kept looking for different plots for 1 month, and then they finally found a landlady who agreed to give them house on rent. So now our next issue is recognizing dignity. Now when we are born, When our soul comes in this physical world, then according to where we are born, we get an identities, such as which caste we are born in, what religion we are born in, apart from which class of ground we belong to. That is, whether we are rich or poor, male or female. There are many things due to which people are often treated unequal. People are discriminated. When people are discriminated against, their self-esteem hurts. Earlier, we looked at two stories of Mr. Om Prakash and Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. We saw that they were discriminated against, both were treated unfairly. Why was it done? Based on their caste, done with one. The second was one of the basis, or one on the basis of the religion. In both this discrimination, it is not their fault that a man is born in which caste, and no one is born in a man's house. It is not their fault. People make a silence prejudice and discredit them. It hurts their self esteem. Every person should be the same respect and respect that they receive. So, dear students, we will stop our today's session here and continue our remaining chapter in the next session. I hope you all have understood the chapter so far. Do read the textbook and slide and listen to the videos carefully. Okay, bye for today and see you in the next session. Take care.